It's Friday, and it is day 16 of 29 days of love. And if you're joining me live, thank you for being here. If you're watching on replay, let me know. Always feel free to leave comments. I love seeing that. I love getting your direct messages, letting me know how it's going for you. I appreciate those of you who are booking strategy sessions with me and we're talking about your love life. I love hearing about all of your stories, your love stories. This has just been super fun. And it's gearing up to get even better because there's a lot coming, not just in the 29 days of love, but I'm cooking up some good stuff. So today I want to talk to you. I had something planned, but I decided to talk about this because this morning I saw a memory pop up on Facebook, and some of you may have seen it on my personal page. It's a memory, and I was opening the doors to enroll into Uncaged Woman, which is a 12-week program that I do annually live. And I was just opening doors. I was in Cabo. I was talking about Uncaged Woman, and I told a story in that video, and it just like sparked a memory inside of me. And I thought, that's important. I want to talk about that. So we're going to talk about this today because one of the questions that I'm getting from several of you is how? How do I get beyond the memories of the past? And how do I align with love? How do I get into a state of forgiveness? How do I let things go? Let the past get unstuck, basically. How do I get unstuck? And so I want to bring up something. Now, 2 years ago, I was in Cabo, and on my way there, I don't know how I got it, but there was this little ebook, and I literally read it on the plane. And during that reading, there was a section and there was a story. And the whole little ebook was about bliss trauma response. So I didn't make this up, but I'm sharing it with you because I think it's really relevant and really important to us being stuck. We can get so caught up in our stories, as we've been learning, that we don't know how to move past them. We don't know how to leave the past in the past. And one of the things I say all the time is leave the pain in the past and bring the lesson forward. Like, that's important. We don't want to unlearn. We don't want to just like discount something because it happened, but we also need to take the lesson forward and let go of it so we can get unstuck and move forward. Because what kind of love, all kinds of love, what kind of life do we want to live if we stay anchored in our pain and stuck in our trauma and stuck in our past? So today we're going to talk about this. So what is the bliss trauma response? Well, it's a direct association that we have that says that if things are going too well, then something bad's going to happen. Now, society like reinforces this. We see it in movies, right? It's like anytime you see a movie or TV show or something where it gets going and things are going really, really well and things are falling into place, you're waiting for it, right? You just have this like, oh man, something bad's about to happen, because we are taught from a very young age not to get our hopes up, not to get too excited, not to count our chickens before they're hatched. Isn't that the exact opposite of what we've been teaching and learning about with energy and alignment and attracting and manifestation? We need to break that cycle, but here's how it starts. So I'm going to tell you the story directly. This is a story from the book, paraphrasing, of course, from memory. But there was a little boy, and he was riding his bike home from school, or no, not his bike, his skateboard home from school. And along the way, he's like, got sticks and he's beating the fence posts and making music, and he's on his little skateboard. The skateboard, mind you, that his mother had saved money and bought him for his birthday. So he hadn't had it for long and he loved it. And he was having so much fun on it. And he was just in the best mood, little tiny guy, maybe 7, 8 years old. And he is having a great day. Great mood, great day, loving his new skateboard, all's well. And as he's coming home, he passes a house and there's a big dog in the yard. And the dog comes charging out of the yard after him and is chasing him and is extremely fierce and extremely aggressive, like really coming at him. Like if he fell off that skateboard, he might really be hurt. Um, at some point, he does ditch the skateboard. He's terrified, right? This is no joke. He's literally feels like he's fleeing for his life. He's scared to death. And he ditches the skateboard because he can run faster. He just wants to get away from this dog. And he's running home. And by the time he gets home, he's long lost the dog and he's crying and he's so tormented. He's so scared. And he gets home. And the first thing that happens is that he gets in trouble because his mom sees that he doesn't have the skateboard and she just worked hard to save the money to get him that. So, on top, talk about insult adding to injury, on top of the trauma that he just experienced, literally feeling like he's running for his life, he then gets in trouble. So, it's a double whammy. So, what happens in his little mind is that the bliss that he felt on his way home from school was immediately followed by extreme stress and fear and trauma. And so, somewhere inside, there was this association that bonded, that happened, that said, anytime I feel that kind of bliss, there's pain to follow. There's terror, there's fear. Like I'm so scared something bad's going to happen or something's going to happen to me. In his little case, it was like I'm blissful one minute and then I'm like afraid of dying the next. It was extreme, but it locked in and it locked in to a subconscious mind. And then throughout his life, he couldn't ever see the pattern of sabotage. He would get the job that he absolutely loved and he would sabotage it somehow. He would quit or it wouldn't work out. He'd find the relationship of his dreams and sabotage it. He couldn't allow himself to be in a blissful state. He absolutely associated subconsciously that bliss meant pain because it was going to be soon to follow. So he stopped living in a state of bliss. And when life gave him circumstances where he could experience bliss and he was just so happy, there was this deep terror inside that said, this is never going to last. How many of you do this? I wish I could see hands. How many times have you done this where you say to yourself, it's too good to be true, and the other shoe's going to fall? How many times have you sabotaged something in hindsight? Because we don't consciously sabotage something, but looking back on your past in either relationships or in your life, when things started to feel like they were just too good to be true, did you do something that sabotaged it? And maybe you couldn't even see it at the time, but in hindsight, you can see it clearly and you go, oh my God, what would have happened if I would have followed the bliss? What would have happened if I would have allowed the bliss? What would have happened if I would have trusted the bliss and received it as a beautiful gift from the universe? How about that? Let's try that. So moving forward, now that you're aware, anytime that you get that little in your gut, it's just too good to be true. Maybe you feel undeserving, unworthy. It stirs the pot for all of these things when things start to go our way. And instead, relax. Relax, take a breath, see it as a story. It's just another story that you created. Be willing to let it go. Be willing to just completely release the story and step into a new story. And here's how this one goes. Thank you. Thank you. I am open to receive any and all abundance that you have for me. I am so grateful. I accept and receive this bliss openly. I delight in it. I am going to soak it up like a sponge and I'm going to eat it with a spoon and I'm going to be grateful every day for it. I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to doubt it. I'm not going to be scared of it. I am going to savor it and be so grateful and in appreciation for it. And then watch when more comes and more comes and more comes. And then pay attention in your body when you get nervous. and just trust yourself. No, this is just that, just that thing, that story. I choose to let that go. I released that a long time ago. And I'm going to step right back into the gratitude, right back into the appreciation, and really, really start to live, because it opens more doors than you can ever imagine. And we see this in other people's lives, and we wonder, how come them? What's different? How come them? They're so blessed. They're so shown favor. They're the chosen ones. They're so lucky, right? We do this all the time, and we think, well, I must not be chosen. I must not be lucky. That's not true at all. It's not true at all. It's based upon our belief systems and how we react to the gifts that we are given. When we feel bliss, go into gratitude, go into appreciation. Notice the difference. Gratitude, you're giving thanks. Appreciation, you're savoring. I appreciate this so much. I appreciate the gift, the yumminess. Those vibrations are magnetic. That's what's going to really raise it for you. So let me know what you think. Let me know if it's ever happened to you. Tell me your story. And let me know how you're going to change that story. Like, let's start savoring, okay? Life is precious. Each moment is precious. So the little things, what sparks joy for you, and then trust it. Trust. That is how you are created to live. Trust it. Okay, guys, I hope this was helpful. I will see you tomorrow. Oh, Saturday tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for the weekend. Back at noon on Monday. All right, have a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you